Fellas, what's good? It's your guy Darian, man, the BowTie Fragrance Guy, on the channel where we talk about fragrances, fashion, and grooming. So, looking good, smelling great, feeling great. If you're into that, make sure you hit subscribe. Don't forget to enable notifications by hitting the bell icon as well. So anytime a new video is uploaded on the channel, you guys will get notified. On today's video, guys, I'm going to be jumping in and talking about some brand new niche fragrances that have been released on the market within the last 3 or 4 months. Primarily, I want to talk about the fragrance that I made a full bottle purchase of. I took a trip yesterday to one of my favorite places, Neiman Marcus, and I left with some pretty good stuff. Okay. I acquired Homme from the Desert Gems collection, which I'm gonna do a singular review on that. I won't talk about it on this video. But I also picked up a full bottle of Louis XV 1722 from Xerjoff, which I think this was released the tail end of last year. But I also want to talk about 2 other new release fragrances, Power Self from Initio Power as well as Bond No. 9's Greenpoint. So you guys don't want to miss this video. I'm going to be jumping into my initial thoughts and impressions about these fragrances. So if you want to hear them, you know the routine, man. You know how we rock. Keep it locked right here. Let's get it. Yes, sir.
The BowTie Fragrance Guy.
All right, guys, we're back. Thank you so much for keeping it locked in. We're going to jump into it. Don't forget, if you have not gotten my ebook yet, support your boy, man. Pick it up. It's a great read, seriously. For $9.99, it's called The Gentleman's Blueprint. Because in the ebook, guys, I'll give you some tips and tricks, but not only how to carry yourself on the outside, but mindset and mentality, having the mindset and the mentality of a modern day gentleman. So make sure you support the channel, support me by picking up my ebook, The Gentleman's Blueprint, man. I sincerely appreciate it. So, took a trip to one of my favorite places yesterday, Neiman Marcus, right? And as I typically do when I go in there, I ended up spending some money. Now, initially it wasn't the plan, but it's how it works out a lot of times when I go into the store. All right, so the missus was going to pick up, because she had purchased the newest Creed fragrance, Allure, something like that, if I'm not mistaken. So we went to pick up her fragrance, and I ended up buying some stuff. Now, I thought I was going to get out of there scotch-free, and then I got my nose on this one. This is called Louis XV 1722 by Xerjoff. Now, I actually think this fragrance was released maybe November, December of last year, but it's still the newest fragrance, if I'm not mistaken, to the Xerjoff collection. And I just wanted to show you the presentation because the presentation is stellar on this fragrance. That's the front of the box. Here is the back. Just gorgeous stuff, man. It says Louis XV 1722. This was some kind of collaboration with Louis XIV and the champagne. So this fragrance is kind of centered around the champagne. I think it's a champagne called 1722. So it's kind of centered around that champagne. But I absolutely love this presentation. Even the box on the inside. This is a beautiful, like, cobalt blue color with the Xerjoff logo there on the front. And it says Xerjoff there on the front as well, on the box, on the case. And then you lift it up. Just look at the detail, man. A picture of Louis XV insignia there with Xerjoff, if you can see that. And then it's in this nice, almost felt. The paper feels like felt paper, so it's really, really nice, really heavy. There's a nice touch there. And then your bottle sits, of course, rests inside here. And this is the bottle. Louis XV, man. 1722 by Xerjoff is the bottle. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. I absolutely love it, man. What does it say on the bottle? Yeah, it says Louis XIV down at the bottom, 1722. Some of the main notes you're going to get in this beautiful fragrance is champagne. There's a champagne accord with grapefruit, plum, saffron. There's some hazelnut in this one as well. With coffee, rose, lavender, sandalwood, cacao, musk. Just some of the main notes, just to name a few. And I put it on my skin and immediately I said I want it. And that's how I know now if I'm going to purchase a fragrance, because I have so many, I don't need any more fragrances at all. I have way more than enough to last me a lifetime. But when I put it on skin, if I immediately get that yes, I get it. If I have to think about it and hesitate, I know it's not something that I need to add to the collection, but this one I did. And it really what got me was that opening, that bright, fizzy champagne accord in the opening of this fragrance is really what drew me to it initially. Sprayer is really nice. It's Xerjoff. What do we expect? Also, there's some subtle details here on the cap. I'm not sure exactly what this symbol is, but it reminds me of the New Orleans Saints. I hope the camera will pick this up. But right there going around the top of the bottle. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's very subtle. It's going around the top. And kind of reminds me of the New Orleans Saints symbol on their helmets. But it's really, really just, like I said, a nice touch here. But absolutely love this stuff, man. It starts off beautifully with the champagne accord with the grapefruit, and I do pick up a little bit of a fruitiness from plum. I'm a big fan of plum, and I can usually detect it, and I do detect it. I do wish there was more plum in it. That would have made it even better to me, but I do pick up the plum there. When it starts to get down, dry down, the lavender comes in there, it becomes a more of an aromatic fragrance, which I love, because for me, that gives it this masculine sophistication. The lavender gave this masculine sophistication to this fragrance. And by the time I was standing there after 5 to 10 minutes, I already started to pick that up. So that's what really made me want to get it, because it smells phenomenal. Again, I can't really describe the way this combination works with this champagne accord in the top, but with the lavender in the fragrance, it just put me in the mindset of something that I could wear every day, dressed up in a suit, and just really have this sophisticated aura about myself. And that's something that really draws me to a fragrance. There is a fruitiness that I'm getting in the opening of here as well. Like I said, that's kind of combination of kind of that grapefruit and plum. And I absolutely love the opening. Now, when it starts to dry down, that's when you get to some of these other kind of sweet nuances that are introduced to the fragrance. Kind of reminds me a little bit of a fragrance that a lot of people don't talk about called Decas, that I do have, that have like this apple cinnamon thing. So you start to get some of that in here as well, with this slight creaminess and slight kind of cocoa cacao combination. So you get cocoa cacao, hazelnut, and sandalwood as it starts to dry down, which is amazing. And then the far dry down, it really becomes a little bit more of a smoky, leathery incense. Although it doesn't overtake the rest of the fragrance, but you do get some incensey, leathery vibes, nuances on the dry down, which again makes it a very, very nice masculine fragrance. So it's really clean, easy to wear. It doesn't smell like this, but I would put this fragrance in the same category as I did Original Santal from Creed. I would put it in the same category as Shake 77, which is another fragrance I've talked about that kind of has this fruity, spicy thing, just really clean, masculine, easy to wear with a level of sophistication that I just really, really enjoy. That's hard to deny. And I love this fragrance. It is a fragrance that is going to give you some transitions. So I can tell it's really, really well done, not linear at all. But guys, I absolutely love this stuff. I absolutely love this stuff, and I am going to be doing a full review on it, but I am beyond satisfied with my purchase. This is a 50 ml bottle, and it retails for $305. And again, I picked mine up from Neiman Marcus. Louis the 15, 17, 20. This is my kind of scent profile. Just so easy to love and masculine and just perfect for like a soup. It's sophisticated and masculine and smells great and fruity. A little bit of sweetness, just perfect for my style. So I absolutely love that one. Now, two other newer releases that I picked up. Now, I had a chance to actually spray this and put it on skin. Bond number 9, my favorite brand, one of my favorite brands, released a new fragrance called Greenpoint. Man, this camera is really the lighting. All right, so I have 3, what they call these bonbons, samples of this fragrance. But I did wear it on skin yesterday. Some of the main notes in Greenpoint are pear, cardamom, magnolia, musk, amber, moss, vetiver, and cedarwood. And again, I actually have 4 of these that I picked up yesterday, samples of it. Now, I'll be quite honest with you. I love the opening of this fragrance. I'm still debating about full bottle. So I'm gonna wear my samples and see where we are. But oh my gosh. See, the opening is so good. The opening of this fragrance is so good. When you smell the opening, if you're a Bond number 9 fan, immediately you're probably gonna say, put that in the bag. Now, I had to temper myself and control myself a little bit because I have, over the course of this week, I've probably bought about 5 fragrances. You know, I've gotten this one. I bought Hope. I bought a fragrance from Fragrance du Bois, Sarah. I bought that one, which is a fragrance I actually love. A few others. So I've had my share of buying fragrances this week. So I didn't want to buy another fragrance. If I had not bought anything this week, I probably would have bought this off first sniff just because I love it so much. You get that pear in the opening, which is beautiful, with a little spicy, sweet note of cardamom. This is 100 ml. It retails for $470. Now, again, I love the fragrance. It's as good to me as Beekman Place, which also has pear and pineapple in it as well. I actually think I like this opening better. I do like this opening better. Yeah. So the dry down, just like I said, I'm not really getting into a full review. A little bit musky, ambery dry down with a little bit of an earthy vetiver and some oak moss on the dry down. So I do like it. I want to spend some more time with my samples. Knowing me, I'm probably going to get it because I'm a huge Bond number 9 fan. Now, I just did a video about a month ago where I talked about the last 5 Bond number 9 releases, and it's almost like 3 days after that video dropped, which I thought I had all the newest releases, I saw this advertisement where they dropped Greenpoint. So I'm like, wow, they got another Bond fragrance out now. And I really do like it, especially the opening of this fragrance. It is so good. Now, is it full bottle worthy? I'm still debating about that. But I do love it, especially the opening of this fragrance. But I want to spend some more time with it to see how it really develops. I wore it on my skin yesterday, but my wife and I were moving around a lot. I didn't pay enough attention to really see what it gave me as far as dry down, if it made transitions in the whole 9, just to kind of pay more attention to it. But I will be. $470, of course, that's a little bit steep, but I do love it. I do, well, at least like it. I'll say that for right now. So that's Greenpoint from Bond number 9. And then the newest release, I have a sample of Power Self from Initio Parfums. Probably can't see much of anything on this camera. The lighting. Power Self. Anyway, it's a sample of Power Self. And this one is really, really floral. Like I said, it's just a sample that I have here. It says it is an extrait to parfum concentration. Some of the main notes in this is pink pepper, musk, osmanthus, rose, magnolia, and cedarwood. And I'm gonna spray on my wrist. $410 for a 90 ml. Now, this one to me, now Musk Therapy was definitely a unisex, some people say feminine leaning fragrance, but I like Musk Therapy more than this one. So that's why when I first smelled it, I'm like, I gotta have a bottle. This one is another one that's unisex, leaning a little bit more on the feminine side. And my initial impressions of it yesterday and even smelling it again now is like, this is one I'm probably gonna wait for, like I can maybe pick it up at a discounted price. It's not one that I was moved to want to make a full bottle purchase. It's not bad, but again, it leans a little bit more feminine. And when I look at the rest of my Initio Parfums collection, it wasn't one that, like I said, when I smelled it, it was like, you need to get that. You need to bag it up. It was kind of like, this is decent, you know, just being honest. I mean, it smells good, but like I said, more of a feminine leaning. There's almost something here that's coming off smelling a little bit of like a woman's shampoo. Yeah, if you smell it, you probably, now that I've said that, it'll probably register in your mind. It smells like a little woman shampoo-ish, something I'm picking up here. Not a bad smelling scent. Again, florals, you know, magnolia, you know, osmanthus and the whole nine. Some other white florals in here too. Like I said, a little bit of broxton and cedarwood. So a little more of a feminine leaning base, more basic scent profile that didn't wow me when I initially smelled it. So it wasn't something that I wanted to add to the collection right now. Again, maybe when it becomes discounted, I may pick it up, but initial impressions, just okay. All right, but that's 3 new fragrances, 3 new niche fragrances. I'll be coming back doing a full review of Louis XV. I love that one. I like Greenpoint a lot. I'm going to spend some more time with my samples and wear them out. It's really nice. I want to see how it performs a little bit and stuff like that on my skin, but I do like it. And I love, like I said, Louis XV Power Self. Decent fragrance, not really nothing I'm excited to purchase right now. But just want to kind of give you guys my initial thoughts. Some fragrances I picked up here recently. Have you had a chance to smell any of these fragrances? If so, what are your thoughts on them? I would love to hear from you guys down in the comment section. Now, as always, I sincerely appreciate your time and your attention to these videos. You don't have to watch, but you do. And I sincerely appreciate that. Now, don't forget to take a few moments to like, comment, and subscribe. Please make sure you're sharing these out to some other folks that you think could use the information or find it entertaining. Because I'm your guy, Darren. I'm the BowTie Fragrance Guy. I love to look good, and of course, I love to smell fantastic. So until next time, keep looking good, keep smelling even better. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.